What's up, everyone? It's your boy Scott. Welcome to the Scott Reports. Today I'm bringing you an anime review of Kokkoku, episode 4. And if you're still here right now because we are in episode 4, then congratulations! 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 Congratulations, Shinji. But seriously, Kokkoku, episode 4, Juri with the save that I was expecting to see with the cliffhanger that ended last episode. With this one, saving her Gramps with the power to expel the demons, or, expel the specters that she can use with this special ability that she has to take people out of the stasis with that touch. So again, just like I was saying last week, if anybody I was worried about, it was Gramps and the state that they left him in at the end of the episode. But Juri has really stepped up as a character. I really like her as a character overall, as she is very adaptable and she faces things head on. And I have to be honest, she's completely badass. The fact that she has not freaked out about anything that's going on right now, the fact that she's able to gather herself and put her head into the game to find out what's going on, that's very big when you're dealing with a main character, because usually by now or by later we get the proverbial person breaking down and wondering why they were cursed with these powers or whatever they have. And they have that moment where they just question what they want to do. And that's not to say that this isn't going to happen to this character, but for her to have so much poise early on in the series is definitely a high mark for her, as we find out that Juri has been to the stasis before. She was in the stasis when she was a little girl, and Gramps kind of kept that from her because he wasn't sure if she was ready or if she was responsible enough to deal with that type of power, because when she was in the stasis before, we saw the flashes of her being able to expel the specters like she was able to do. It was at an emotional point. Her dog died and she was very sad. She was very distraught, and she didn't want to face reality or hear anything that they had to say. So when Gramps tried to take her away and bring her back to the world by saying, okay, you have to come back now, she kind of lashed out. She almost took the specter out of Grandpa. I mean, he was almost stuck in the stasis, which has very dangerous repercussions, as we'll get to it a little bit later. But he knows more than he leaves on, and one of the things that's very appealing about this series is that no one really knows what's going on. I mean, Gramps, of course, he knows more than he's leading on, but there's still so much awe and there's so much mystery about this stasis and the world that's around him. So it's interesting that he actually knows how to put the specter back into his body. He was able to bring it back in when she lashed out, hit him with the power when she was a little girl, and he put it back into her himself. So that was pretty interesting as well. Then we're beginning to learn about the Heralds as well, and this religious cult and what they're doing, because you remember the head of this cult was trying to figure out how to stop these Heralds from trying to kill not trying to kill everyone. They're just trying to get it out the way because it's going to impede on what they need. But not only do we get some answers for that, we also find out the importance of the stone, because remember, Juri's family has the Master Stone. However, the stone that this religious sect has, and that probably sounds bad, not religious sects, religious sect, or these religious pack of people, the one that they have, the stone that they have only has the ability to put people into the stasis. But the stone that Juri's family has the ability to put them in and take them out. They need that stone in order to get out of there. They're proverbially fucked because they're trapped inside of the stasis unless they can get the stone. So now that makes it even more dangerous for it to be in Juri's possession right now. And the father, I'm worried about him as well, because he doesn't seem like he's that strong, and the way these people are talking to him and making these type of deals, I just have a feeling that he's gonna go down the path where he's gonna willingly or unwillingly betray the family. Maybe he's gonna get tricked and they're gonna tell him they're gonna do one thing and they're gonna do something else. But they need to find him, and they need to find him fast before he fesses up and does something that's going to harm everybody. And the thing about it is, going back to Juri as a character, she's ready to kick ass. And again, I said if she can master this ability that she has to take the spirits or the specters out of people and leave them in a stasis, she can master that teleportation move. She is tired of being pushed around, and she is going to take the matters into her own hands and strike back against these aggressors. And she started taking these goons out left and right and saying, you know what, we're going to take these guys out. Come on, Grandpa, let's get them all together. But now that she has her goal and what she wants to do, this doesn't make the situation any easier for them as well, because now we have the older brother and we have Makoto who are now in the stasis, because, you know, Gramps, he kind of slipped up and said, you know, when a specter is taken out of somebody when they die, they just jump to the next body. So she now knows that her brother and her nephew are walking around in the stasis. They gotta find them quick, because that's gonna make things more dangerous for them. But I love her poise, I love her skills, as she was able to observe the situation, and she kind of put it together herself that these two are not around anymore. They're not in the stasis, they're not stalled, they're going around, they're on their own, and she needs to find them fast. And this group of religious zealots that we're dealing with in this story is called the Genuine Love Society. So now we're getting more into the meat of what's going on with them, what's going on with Majima, as it looks like she was actually in the stasis with Juri as well as when she was a little girl. And something that keeps coming up in this series, they keep referencing, especially a lot between the last episode and this episode, about Juri's older sister. So I'm wondering her importance in this story overall, instead of just being wealthy. I want to know if they're after her for some particular reason, or maybe they're just trying to ransom her herself. But I'm really interested in finding out what this Genuine Love Society is up to, especially since we now are getting more information about the Heralds. Again, the Heralds are people who willingly give their bodies to the specters, and I was kind of confused because they were figuring out that if you try to kill within the stasis, this thing will come up. Basically what happens is if you try to kill somebody that is stalled, which is somebody that's frozen in time, that's when these Heralds come out and they will kill the person trying to do it. You cannot kill the people who are frozen, as another goon finds out the hard way this episode. And these guys are scumbags. All they want to do is like rape and pillage and some of everything. So, you know, farewell to them when they die anyway. But we had another sacrifice from one of these guys to find out how this thing works. But it finally got to the point where this particular Herald has finally used up all of his power, and it can no longer withstand anymore. It just withered into dust, and we saw the person inside of it, or the person that it used to be, as these Heralds are people who have stayed in the stasis too long, if I remember correctly. And Majima's point in this story is that she said one of her older family members became one of these Heralds. So I wonder if she's looking for him, and it probably has something to do with her meeting with Juri back when she was a kid. So this is all coming together, and we're finally making ground with the stasis and the Herald, and getting to know everything about this story. One of the pain points that I do have about it, though, is I hope that the intentions that this Genuine Love Society is doing, I hope it's something like really intricate. I hope it's something intricate. I hope it's something new and unique. I hope they're just not on some take over the world shit. Maybe I'm pretty sure they have their own reasons for stopping these Heralds, and I'm hoping they want to use the stasis for more than just to do petty crimes or something like that. As Gramps even said, when people get these stones, they tend to go down the wrong path. So I think that's going to be the biggest thing with this story, is finding out what their intentions are and why they need to be stopped, besides the kidnapping, because I don't think the kidnapping of the family is going to be the biggest point of this series. I think we're going to break off from that possibly in the next episode or so, because for the most part, Makoto and Tsubasa, which is the brother, which I finally got his name down, they're pretty much fine. They just got to make sure that nothing happens to them or that the Spectre gets out of them. So guys, let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments below, and I'll catch up with you guys next week. Still enjoying the series very much, as it is among my favorite of the winter series. And the only thing really giving it a run for its money, even though winter is very solid, is Fate Extra Last Encore. Oh man, between this, Darling in the Franxx, and Fate all over the weekend, the hype is real. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get up out here. Let me know some of your thoughts and theories about what's going on. What do you think the Genuine Love people, what do you think their intentions are? Do you think it's going to be something very bland, or do you think they have some type of gray area where they might just be right? Let's see what you guys think. So if you like the video, go ahead and drop it a like. And if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There's not a shortage of content for you to indulge on this channel. As I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me. I really appreciate that, so thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Scott signing out. See you soon.